Welcome to this episode of Island by Film. My name is Wes. Today we're going to be going through and showing you how I make these custom photography notebooks inspired by field notes. I call them notes from the field. Let's go through and talk to you how I make these, and as a bonus I'm going to be including a free template so you can download this and create these yourself at home. I'm going to walk through all of the tools you need and all the supplies and give you all the information you need to create these custom photography notebooks I like to call notes from the field. Okay, so here I have laid out all of the tools that I'm going to use for this project, and I just wanted to go through them one by one. Of course, this is the example of the field notes inspired photography notebook that I put together. This is what the interior looks like. You can see I've got a place for all of your pertinent information, and then a daily log when you're shooting here, including date, camera lens, format, whether it's film, whether you're shooting a RAW and JPEG, which location you're shooting, a project name possibly, and just some notes related. So this is really just designed to be a pocket tool for you to keep notes as you're putting together photography projects. I wanted to show you exactly how I laid this out. And as I mentioned in the intro, I will be providing a free template for everybody to be able to download here. So hopefully this is useful to the community. I'm going to have a free template that's completed like this that shows the inside and outside cover. You can see the inside cover right here shows some composition ideas. Really the idea behind this is just to be able to take notes when you're shooting during projects or just out in the field or whatever you want. And so I'm going to go left to right here. So first thing that we have here, I like to have a really nice square. The square is great because you can actually utilize this to trim any edges off, and it's also good to create that fold as well, which is really nice. I also have a stapler here. I like to use a decent stapler. This one in particular right here has got a deep enough throat that I don't have to worry about reaching the end here when I'm trying to staple these field notes books together. So that's that right there. Just kind of a small touch. I've added a package of colored staples. It just kind of creates a bit of a different look when I'm trying to put these books together. Just more of a customization than anything. I utilize this right here, which is just simply a Sharpie roller. This is just designed to kind of smooth out the edges here a little bit when I'm trying to crease any of my folds. That comes in handy. I have a radius cutter right here. This is not a necessity, but it was a small investment and I've used it a ton in creating my zines and in this project as well too. This is just designed to create a nice kind of curved corner like you can see in the corner of the book right here. Just creates a bit of a nicer look, and when it's going in and out of your pocket, it doesn't get snagged in the corner and get all beaten up quickly. I also have my paper cutter right here. You can use a number of different things. If you don't want to invest in a paper cutter like that, you can look at possibly a cutter like this one right here, just a simple Cricut cutter. I prefer this style of cutter myself. And then I have the printable template right here, which we're going to cut one at a time. I've got 1, 2, 3 different colored covers that I'm going to add, and then these are the interior pages. You'll see that these are all double-sided. You look at the back here, you can see the composition notes in there. This book belongs to, and just details, personal details you can add right there as well too. So that's basically the breakdown of all the materials you're going to be using on this project. A lot of the things you'll find you probably have at home already. Some of the things you might have to invest in. And over time, as you're doing these DIY projects, especially when it comes to creating zines or creating this type of a project, it's nice to have these things on hand. Let's get started. We're going to start by cutting out the template. Okay, great. Let's get going. Okay, so I've got my cutting board laid out right here, and I'm going to go and I'm going to slide my first piece of paper in here. I've made line templates in here so that you can kind of get a bit of guidance as you're cutting these, but you just got to really make sure that you line them up correctly, give them a nice clean cut. I'm going to put this one over here. I'm going to line this up nice and cleanly. Make sure I've got it all laid out correct. Get that second cut right there. And then I'm going to cut this in half so I have these ready to go. Okay, so now here is my first two covers, both halves. That's the interior of the cover and the outside of the cover right there. I'm not going to go through and bore you with all the cutting. I'm going to take a quick break from the video, and I'm going to cut everything, including my interior pages, which are back to back right here. So important thing is there's 12 pages per book, so 12 sheets. So I have 12 sheets right here. When I break this in half, this is enough to create 2 books specifically. So anyway, let's take a break right now. I'm going to do all my cutting and we'll come back and we'll talk about the assembly. Okay, so now that I've gone through all of the tedious work of cutting the paper, just kidding, it's not that difficult. And then we're going to go through now and look at the assembly of these books right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first start with a red cover, so front and back right here. I'm going to start with that. I'm going to move these other covers to the side. Do those ones a little bit later. I'm going to pick out 12 sheets. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I need one more right here. Okay, so we've got those right here, and we've got our cover right here. I'm going to flip the cover over, and then I'm going to line all of these up right here nice and neatly. Now, what I didn't mention as far as the tool goes prior are these simple binder clips. These binder clips right here, to me, are an essential tool when making anything like that, especially if you want to keep things aligned really nice and clean. So I'm going to just go through and I'm going to line these up right there and right there so they don't move at all. That way I can actually go in and do my staples. We'll flip this over right here. You can see I got a bit of an overhang that needs to be trimmed here. Obviously, the more careful you cut, the better. But I mean, the beautiful thing about these is they don't have to be absolutely perfect. You can actually just go in and you can make adjustments as you need to. I'll just take that knife or that straight edge right here. This is where this really comes in handy. And then I will press on that firmly, and I will just take off the edge here. So it's nice and clean. 2 swipes, maybe 3. If you got a super, move these off to the side. There we go. That's nice and clean there. And then let's go ahead and let's drive some staples in here. Now, I mean, this kind of takes a little bit of attention to detail here and making sure that I usually do 3 staples. I mean, 2 probably would work just fine, but I usually do 3. Got a green colored staple because I thought that might look really good with the red. Press those in. Yep, pretty well dead center there. Do another one roughly in the middle here, and then one about the same distance right there. Okay, so now we got our staples in. This is pretty well bound. You can see in the middle right here, it's ready to kind of fold and get it folded directly in the middle. I guess my staples are a bit off, but once again, doesn't have to be absolutely perfect because we're going to just make some adjustments here, do some trimming, do some radius cutting. This is where this straight edge really comes in handy. I just get in there and give it a really good smooth swipe like that. And you can see I have the makings of a book here. Let's trim that edge off right there. There's the trimmed edge right here. Book's almost completed. Move all of this stuff out of the way. We're gonna go at it now with the radius cutter, and I usually do the medium radius right here. To me, I think that's the most appropriate one to do. And so I'll give it a quick punch. You can see it gives it a really nice rounded corner. I'll do that on every part of the corner, and then I'll start working on a few pages at a time. Okay, so here is my completed notes from the field photography notebook. You can see right here, it's laid out quite nicely. And it's just nice and easy to pocket and keep in your camera bag just to take notes. These are great because they're easy to store. You can stuff all these in a storage box after the fact. So anyway, this is what this looks like. This is what the assembly looks like. I did one quick and dirty here. You probably could take a little bit more time cutting to make sure all the edges are straight and everything is perfect. But nonetheless, this is what this looks like. I've got a free template to download, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode of Island by Film. If you like this kind of stuff and you like the kind of content that I'm producing, I would love it if you would like and subscribe, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. Thanks again for watching Island by Film.